A wonderful day to you all and greetings in St. Lasal. Welcome to Journal Journeys, a program where we shine the spotlight on esteemed journalists and media practitioners. This is CAMJOUR A51 or CJA TV.
Today we are at the ABS-CBN headquarters to learn about the newsroom policies on AI. We are here today with Mr. Melvin Fetalvero, the ABS-CBN News Solutions Architect and Data Privacy and Agile Programming Advocate.
So my name is Melvin Fetalvero. I am Head of Digital Strategy for ABS-CBN Integrated News and Current Affairs. I've been very active in the IT industry. I was part of Chika.com, and then I founded several startups after that. In ABS-CBN for a while was actually my client. They invited me to join because they were shifting forced digital transformation from broadcast to digital. I work with the Newsroom, editors, writers, and publishers. I oversee digital properties, so websites, applications, streaming platforms.
Currently, does ABS-CBN have like a formal policy on the use of AI in the editorial staff?
Yes, we do. Prior to AI, there are already policies and teams in place. So part of them is IT governance. So whether it's AI or any other technology, a committee actually has an oversight on IT. You also have legal, particularly when it comes to news, because news sometimes get cases, when especially with the veracity or the content. And then there's also the editorial team who, even without AI, has editorial ethical policies. When ChatGPT and Bard started getting more popular back in 2023, our enterprise technology team, who's part of that IT governance committee, already sent out an advisory on how to use these things. We went through several workshops, and all these media practitioners are advocating for AI. Their position regarding AI is it's a tool. They are journos first. First, the software that's going to be used has to be approved, because sometimes it works, but it's not secure. We're a very lean organization right now. We can't send people out just to cover NBA games. So for that, we need to rely on partners like Reuters, Agence Press, Deutsche Welle. These are partners that allows us to get their content and publish them in our platform.
Are there any specific AI tools that your staff is currently using?
We have done some adoptions, although in very specific use cases for ChatGPT, definitely. Last year it was Bard, but I think this year it's already Gemini, Microsoft Copilot. But at the end of the day, these tools will just recommend. It's still the discretion of the editor and the writer whether they're going to adopt that or not. I think sometimes AI is used by our research team for data visualization. So for example, COVID cases, is it going up, is it going down? Outside of that, some of the tools that we're using, like social media, YouTube, they have AI inherently built on them. So for example, in YouTube, when you upload a video, automatically you just need to enable it. There's closed captioning. Facebook is the same. Facebook is a little bit wild. While you're live streaming, they will provide caption in real time. Last Halloween, we had kababalaghan. One topic was haunted condo. But in Facebook, the closed caption there was haunted condom. It's these kinds of examples that guides us on when to adopt it and when not to adopt it.
Can you provide a list of the specific AI tools that you require staff to use?
Some of them are built in our platform. So right now we just replaced our CMS. And in our CMS, when you compose your article, you can actually ask the CMS to make recommendations already. I think we're using an Amazon AI tech stack for.
Yung po mga ginagamit niya, is that paid? Or
Yeah. So when we did the experiments, obviously wala kaming pera. So we did we went with the freemium approach. The question is, what can you test? So for experiments, we use the free version. But once we've had some success and we see potential in the tools, we normally subscribe to it. The rationale for it is, while free versions of AI is very, very good, you need to read the fine print in the terms, conditions, and privacy policy. The other thing that you need to also think about on our end, kasi IT governance is very strict. So one of the workflows is that you log in. We have a single two-factor authentication system. You log into the system, and then the system will tell you which software you can use. Fortunately for us, Microsoft is one of our primary platforms that we're using. Off the bat, our email addresses already have access to it. Okay, we just need to ask IT if there's like another tier that we need to apply to, or there's a specific subscription plan for that particular tool, so that we can avail of that service. But the train of thought is always the same. You need to request it if there's cost involved.
For example, we see an article or sa news. Can we say na some of it is formed by with assistance of AI?
Yes, I think that's fair to say. Normally, it's not the meat of the content. So it's possible to be done on SEO related stuff, because these are some things that a lay person won't see. Preview images, thumbnails, embedded photos.
Are there any AI tools that are banned from using?
I wouldn't say banned. It's more of not officially approved. So that's the, I think that's the correct term. Kasi if you say banned, it's really bad. It's really bad. It's like blacklisted, you know.
Sabi niyo po, ABS-CBN employs the use of AI. So can you tell us a bit of why ABS-CBN decided to go in that direction?
So that's a very nice question. And I remember when I was discussing why we should do this to the newsroom, and then after I had that discussion, nakakasa na rin pala yung mga iba't ibang departments. They have positions about this already. I mentioned to them that we need to look at AI because, one, having limited resources, lesser reporters, writers, and editors, it can level the playing field. You could do more with less. The other reason is, if you don't venture into that, I'm sure our competitors are. I think the third reason and most important reason is you need to go into that, do R&D, know what you can and what you cannot use, because there will be no way for you to determine if your employees are already using it. There are initiatives that are from a different unit or group. For news, medyo purita kami, we are poor. We would rather invest on an editor and a writer than a tool. But from time to time, we do join what they call grants. If you pass that grant application, you'll get funding. Sometimes we do small experiments because we think that tool will benefit us for that particular project alone. So it varies. There's no like one big fund and then for the year uubusin mo siya. The funds for AI forms part of the budget of the whole organization. Pero for us to say that there's a budget, a line item na pang AI, there's no.
Has ABS-CBN conducted any AI training for their editorial staff in the past?
There are both internal and external. As I mentioned earlier, we're part of Google News Initiative. They have events. Sometimes that's where we meet the folks from Manila Times, Inquirer. We hold that.
What future do you see for ABS-CBN and its use of AI?
I think AI is going to be a mandatory skill set. ABS-CBN, and not just to speed up the production of the content or whatever task you're doing, but also to know which tool to use. I think AI is not a replacement for actual skill sets. You still need to have a background on journalism so that you can instruct AI what to write. Otherwise, we have a concept in IT called garbage in, garbage out. So if you feed AI with misinformation, with fake news, what can you expect that it will spit out? I think it's going to be a game changer. It will level the playing field, big organizations, small organizations. But it's not going to differentiate because it's going to be a standard. So I think at some point, AI platforms need to find a way on how to compensate content makers, ones who are doing the actual research.
Thank you so much for tuning in into another episode of Journal Journeys. We would like to once again thank Mr. Melvin Fetalvero for allowing us a peek into the inner workings of ABS-CBN News. I'm Waki Medina, and this has been CJA TV.